bringing you our pests. Unwanted guests, bring your pest.
Hi, this is Rob with Halt Pest Control. Hey, I just want to take a little time and tell you about some ants that we deal with commonly, odorous house ants, pavement ants, and some other ant species that are social insects. And so to share the way that we deal with them and how we use that social behavior against that colony and against that queen. Ants are really special and kind of interesting in that they're social insects. And as part of being a social insect, they need to communicate to the colony, to the queen, and other parts of that colony. So ants have a very special way of communicating with each other, and it's called trophallaxis. Trophallaxis is sort of an interesting concept and an interesting activity that ants do, and we use that behavior against them. Basically, trophallaxis is the ability of the ants to share information or communicate information to the queens in the colony and the workers about the needs of the colony itself. And the way they do this is when they're out foraging and or coming from the colony, two ants will come and meet each other, sort of tap, 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 and then puke on each other. And then in that way, they're exchanging information. They're exchanging information from the queen, what requirements she has, and also from the workers, and where they're at and what they're doing. So that's the way they exchange information. They have ants also have a crop like a chicken. So they store that food or that product until it gets back to the colony where it's distributed to the larva, and that's used in also feeding the queen. But anyway, we use that behavior against that. What we do is we introduce a bait or a molecule into that relationship of the colony. And we allow the ants to distribute the material for us. So we no longer have to try to think about each individual ant. What we're thinking about is the population or the ant colony as a whole, and its ability to return the material that we've put for them to encounter back to the queen. If we can knock out the queen with that behavior, we will get control of the colony. And it's particularly effective against multi-queen species like odorous house ants. Those are those little black ants that you see on the counter. And they have huge numbers and have more than one queen, and will create new queens if you spray them with Raid or do some other thing like that. So anyway, with that behavior, that trophallaxis, they're going to pick up that molecule and distribute it through the colony for us. The nice part about that is we don't have to use a lot of material to be effective against some real specific areas that these ants are located. And the other thing is it takes not very much of this material to be effective. So anyway, that's some of our process that we use when we're baiting, and it's very effective against these multi-queen species, particularly odorous house ants, and it's just one way that we can reduce the impact on our environment. Anyway, this is Rob, Halt Pest Control, www.haltpestcontrol.com. Thank you.